What's going on, guys? My name's Chris and I'm the leather worker behind Orraman Leather, and today I have a new stitching pony to show you. Now this stitching pony has been regarded as one of the best out there. This is the Maxita Stitching Pony from Maxita. I think first impressions is extremely high quality. I mean, straight out the box you can see the quality. I mean, solid walnut, really thick. The metal is an aluminium alloy with this black matte finish, and what's really clear is the weight. It's just stunning. Everything about it is just completely stunning. This is straight out of the box. So I got this from a leather store. There are a lot of places you can get it, and I'm going to put all those links in the description. This is by no way a sponsored or paid for post. There's no promotion here. I bought this with my own money. As you guys know in my last video, I let you guys know that this one was on its way out and I needed a new one. And I just decided that if I was going to buy one, I was going to buy the best one. As you guys know, I craft a lot and I wanted the right tool for the job. So as I said, yes, this is not a sponsored post. I'm going to be talking about the good things and the bad things. And immediately one of the bad things, I'm just going to get it straight out there, is the price. This was £240. That's a lot of money. Yeah, you know, that's a lot of money. And this one here, the one that's on its way out, as I said in my last video, I couldn't recommend this one because it did fail. And that's why I bought this. I think one of the biggest things you can see in the difference though is, look at the thickness difference of the wood, and this is really heavy. I mean, you're talking double the weight, if not triple. It is so heavy. So yeah, absolutely, I'm going to be talking about good, the bad, the ugly, the amazing. And one of the amazing things I think is the quality of materials used and the quality of design. This is designed so it doesn't matter how you stitch, this is going to work for you. It's so intuitive. It's able to go anywhere. Your car steering wheel, on the bench, up high, hanging down. You know, wherever you want to put it in your workshop, it can go there, and that's the beauty of this design right here. In the kit, you get a set of Allen keys so you can put this together, and you know, even the Allen keys feel really good quality. Okay, so before we get into taking the packaging off this and setting it up and seeing what we think, there's one more slight thing that kind of annoyed me. You know, this was £240. You know, what, $300 US? That's really pricey, and it's just this kind of an irritating thing. It was packaged really well. There was loads of this great polystyrene foam. It comes in a cardboard box with this polystyrene foam, but take this out, you take some Allen keys out, and great, okay, the Allen keys are good quality, fine. What I found a little bit disappointing was it kind of felt like you were unboxing something from IKEA. This like flat pack, do it yourself, there's no branding there. It doesn't feel premium when you're opening up the box. It feels like you're opening up a box and then it's just there. And whilst that's nice, it's fine. It would have been nice to have like a little bit of branding. Maybe even like a little leaflet that said a little bit of something about the company. I mean, that would have been really nice. I don't know, I mean, like, that's just a wee tiny niggly thing. At the end of the day, you're buying a stitching pony, you get a stitching pony. It's just if you're spending 240 quid, it would have been nice to see. It just kind of felt a little bit underwhelming opening up the box. I mean, you spend that much money on something you want. I don't know, it had no experience. And I did feel like that let it down just a little bit. Okay, so now that we've talked a little bit about this, let's get our knife and let's open this up. So looking at this, I was a little bit unsure as to where everything went, and that's why I really think this could come with some sort of guide. So as you guys can see, I've pulled up a leather store's website. I would recommend going off some sort of photo just to make sure that you don't put things in the wrong place. I mean, yes, the reality is you probably won't need to, right? It's just nice to have. It's just one of those things that's just nice to have. So this section here is our clamp. And let's loosen that all the way up. If we loosen this all the way up, let's see how far we can take this out. It does have an Allen key head as well, which is quite nice, so you can really tighten this thing up. Make sure this is never coming apart. That was another really annoying thing with my last one. It would just come loose. Doesn't matter how much you tightened it, it would just come loose. And I feel like a lot of the stitching ponies you can buy that have this sort of end here, with the strength of your hand, you're never going to get it as tight as you can with, say, like an Allen key or a screwdriver. So that's a really nice touch on this. I would also say that the Maxita is made in China, and I think when you hear made in China, you've got a lot of negative connotations of what that means. Usually the connotation of that is cheap, you know. I don't necessarily think that that's what this is. And I think that what they've done, their branding, it feels like it's very proud to have been made in China. When you get like really cheap products, you usually see made in China on this like really small kind of obscure piece of whatever the product is. And it's usually in the same colour as the background. And you can see the branding on the side here. And the made in China there. This is very elegant and very nicely done. So we've taken our ruler, and if I measure this here, that is coming in at 4.25 inches. So that can be fitted onto a table or a surface up to 4.5 inches. A nice touch as well, before I do fit it together. You got a nice wee touch of cork there. There's everywhere you look, there's not been a single spot on this where they've not thought about how it looks. This bit doesn't have a way that it should go in. Loosen that off. Okay, next niggly thing. I can't really loosen this off anymore, otherwise I'm taking it out. And that is tight to get on. That was quite hard to get on. So, I'm pulling down on that and that's not moving, you know. So, next wee niggly thing. And none of these are bad things. It's just niggles. Super OCD about that and make sure it's lined up perfectly. Maybe that much. So that's our unit set up. Do you need a guide on how to build this? Probably not. It kind of like I did that in 10 seconds, and I'm just looking at a photo on the internet to do it. It would still be nice to see better branding and better packaging on something that you spent that much money on. It did really feel like something that I just picked up from IKEA, which was disappointing for something I'd spent so much money on. I've just taken this bit down, and that action is smooth. And that's the cool thing about this. You can have this angled in whatever which way you like. The thing about stitching is, we're going to get onto this, when you sew, in and left, pull, down, in and right, cast. If you pull up on your left and down on your right, you're going to angle any French iron stitch a lot better. You're going to make it look a lot more elegant. The way this attaches means that you can put this at any angle you want. You could have this sitting at an angle, have your project sitting at an angle, but you're sewing straight. Instead of having to pull up and pull down, you're just going to be sewing straight. But because your product's sitting at an angle, on the product itself, the thread's going to be higher and going lower, but you are only going to be pulling straight. So that's a really nice touch on this. That's a really nice touch on this. That's a very nice touch on this. I really like that. Because like, say you've got a ton of wallets or whatever it is to hand sew, constantly doing that it's kind of exhausting. You know, you feel like you want to go do some yoga afterwards and stretch out your shoulders. Just being able to just do that, that's a game changer right there. I really, really like that. Really like that. Now, one potential negative for you is the sheer size of this thing. If I take my old stitching pony, look how much real estate this took up compared to this thing. This thing is freaking huge. I actually don't really know where I'm going to sit this thing because it's so big. I have quite a lot of space in here in my workshop, so there's a lot of options for me. For you though, if you're crafting at a dinner table or in the living room or something, this might not be for you. It is very big. Maybe it is for you in that kind of space. I don't know. I'm not in your space. It's just something to bear in mind. This is actually freaking huge. It's very beautiful though. I think you can see that. I mean, I said that right at the start of the video. This thing is absolutely freaking stunning. I mean, just look at how that looks. Look at that. That is just unbelievably stunning. Every single place you look at this is beyond beautiful. Just beyond beautiful. I really, really love it. And the action on this, exceptionally smooth. So you open it up with this lever on the side. That's how the clamp opens. Shut it as so. When it's fully closed like that, it doesn't actually open very wide. That's like the perfect width for a wallet, but you can use this dial in here, I guess, to open it up further. And what I really like about that is you can't pop it out. For example, on this one, you can open it too much and then everything just comes apart, and then because it's spring loaded, pieces of metal go flying across your workshop, and then you have to go and hunt in between bits of leather and find the bits to get your stitching pony back together. Something that I would also like to mention about this is that on both sides, you can see here, you can see a little circle. So smooth and well finished into the wood, you'd be forgiven for missing it. And it's actually a little magnet in there, so you can leave your needles on the stitching pony. You should always add some leather to the head of your clamp, like I've done here, otherwise the wood can mark your project in a fairly nasty way. I mean, that is pretty sharp. You've got to add some leather to this. Okay, so we've got our stitching pony. I've cut out a couple of nice pieces of scrap Horween shell that I had. I feel like something this nice should have some Horween shell cordovan on it. If you're familiar with my work, you'll know I love Horween shell cordovan. I mean, who doesn't? Yeah, that's gonna look sweet. So to stick on my Horween shell cordovan leather guards, I'm going to be using some Eco Stick 1816B. Okay, so I've now added the leather guards to the Stitching Pony. I opted for some reverse hatch intense blue Orraman shell cordovan with the stamp, and on the other side I opted for some reverse hatch green. So something you might want to bear in mind is how this is going to work in your workshop. I've spent a little bit of time trying to figure out the best place for this. Here's quite good. This table here is not good for it. There's a wee bar under the table and it means that the clamp isn't attaching properly. I'm sure I could make it work, I'm sure it would be fine. It's just a little bit better up there. And I quite dig it. You know, I actually quite like it. I quite like how this sits up here. And then I can turn around and I can just be sewing and then I can come back to working with here. So the versatility of this is actually really, really incredible. So what do I think? Is this worth £240? I mean, that is an exceptionally steep price point for a stitching pony. However, it's ergonomic, it's versatile, it's beautiful, it's made with really, really, really good quality materials. It's well thought out. It does the basics that a stitching pony needs to do really, really well. This clamps really tight. The wallet is not, look, I'm trying to pull that thing out, that is not coming out. It is very, 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 very good. You know, there are some niggly wee cons, but the reality is they're only niggles. It's not like I found disastrous problems with it, you know. It would have been nice to have some sort of user manual with some sort of branding there, kind of telling you a little bit about the company, but, you know, did I need it to set it up and see where I could get it around the workshop? No. It did kind of feel a little bit underwhelming opening it up, but you know, if you have £240 to burn and you need a stitching pony, I would strongly recommend this one. I've used a lot of stitching ponies in the past and none of them come close to this one. I really, really like it. I really like it. I really like it. I think it's very, very good. I mean, I'm not sending it back, let's put it that way. I really like it. I think it's a very, very good stitching pony. I can't say enough nice things about it actually. Just the quality is incredible. Just from how it works to the materials, to the way it's designed, the quality is just incredible. 9.9 out of 10 in my opinion. A user manual, a little bit of a nicer presentation when I unboxed it would have made it a 10. 9.9 out of 10. I think that is worth every penny of the £240. I love it. I love it. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Please make sure to give us a wee thumbs up. That really helps push us along. Also, it means that you guys will be the first to know when I come out with new stuff, so make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.